All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Vivian Chen, and this is my Western Civilization final research project. If you can hear dog barking, then I apologize for that. That's my dog. And my research topic is the aftermath after World War II. Okay, here you can see a picture of the buildings that were destroyed. And this page is also my thesis and about what I want to talk about in this PowerPoint and like what's the PowerPoint about. So World War II, led by the Nazi Germany party, caused incalculable devastation. Excuse my English. I'm not a. I know Mr. Winslet knows that I am not a native speaker, but if anyone else is watching this, please excuse my bad grammar or bad pronunciation because I'm not a native speaker. So the devastation of the Western world, both mentally and physically. In this final project of Western civilization, I want to bring up the discussion of the aftermath caused by Hitler and his counterparts in World War II, which permanently damaged Europe and the entire world. Okay, this page is about the physical aftermath in World War II. So during the war, millions of people had fled their homes or been forcibly moved to work in Germany or Japan, or in the case of the Soviet Union, because Stalin feared that they might be traitors. There were millions of displaced persons, some voluntary refugees moving westward in the face of the advancing Red Army. Others departed as undesirable minorities. The newly independent Czech state expelled nearly 3 million ethnic Germans in the year after 1945, and Poland a further 1.3 million. Everywhere there were lost or orphaned children, 300,000 alone in Yugoslavia. Thousands of unwanted babies added to the misery. In Germany alone, 2 million women had abortions every year between 1945 and 1948. This is actually a picture that just took recently. I found it on the website because they were talking about COVID. So, and then I know like this is a picture that took recently. And this is a building in Berlin, Germany. The bullet holes and traces caused. My phone is about to die. And traced caused by shrapnel from the Battle of Berlin in World War II are seen on the facade of Villa Perry. I actually had to look up those two words because I didn't know how to pronounce them. The aftermath in the French army. I think I had to do it quick because I feel like my phone would die at any moment. During World War II, the French army recruited 179,000. Oh crap! I don't know how to pronounce this word. Like I look it up for so many times and I let the Google translator repeat it many times. I still don't know how to pronounce it. It's like you know what? Terriers. Okay, terriers. Terriers were the African Americans that initially recruited from the main sub-Saharan regions of the French colonial empire. Many were sent to Booster, the French Maginot Line, along its border with Germany and Belgium during the German invasion in 1940, where many were killed or taken prisoner. So according to the annotated bibliography, one of the book is called The Aftermath of World War II: Frustration, Protest, and Rebellion. Altogether, 200,000 soldiers were recruited to fight the war. Between 15,000 and 16,000 African soldiers fell into German captivity, and between 20,000 died. The death of African soldiers caused a lot of anger and frustration among the soldiers. The war not only affected the fate of African soldiers, but also had a major influence over the colonies from which they had originated. So shortly after the signing of the armistice in June 1940, the Governor General of the Federation of French I know it's like equatorial Africa, I don't know, affirmed his loyalty to the new leader of France. Each of the French federations of Africa was now under a different and opposing colonial administration. Each claimed to be the Free France. This situation was most confusing for African soldiers who served in the initial state of the war and later found themselves in the opposing side of their former comrades. I don't know, maybe, who had returned to free French. This difficult situation caused the soldiers became increasingly alienated from France and their army. Okay, now we're talking about the psychological consequences of World War II. So World War II deferred it from previous wars and its use of bigger field weapons and bombs, which placed soldiers at greater risk. And additionally, soldiers were placed into smaller combat groups, which reduced the social interaction, which may have been protective factors for the psychological afflictions. Indeed, the war took a tremendous psychological toll on soldiers. Despite the extensive use of psychiatric screening for selection, medical personnel were puzzled that although over 1 million soldiers were screened out for psychological reasons, there continued to be staggering numbers of psychiatric casualties and war. I actually know this word, but I just don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know why. casualties. Yes, casualties. I remembered casualties in war. In fact, even soldiers who had fought bravely on previous tours were being affected. Little is known about the psychological effects of war served on Australian World War II veterans. 88 survivors of one of the war's most intense actions responded to a survey asking to their recollections of the battle, and for a description of its effect opponent, many said that they had yet to recover from the experience. Large numbers indicated continued ill effects. These included nightmares, sleeplessness, negative imagery, flashbacks, problems with concentration, weeping, generalized anxiety, and distress caused by situations recalling the battle. And many commented that they had never talked to anyone about their war experience or the effects of these experiences. And here are just some pictures of the landscape of after bombing. So this picture is the retreat, Hitler's retreat at this place, the city in Germany, and you can see that the crumbled ruins of what once it was Hitler's retreat, and then it was bombed. And small and large bombs and craters dot on the grounds around the wreckage. And this is a survivor of the first atomic bomb ever used in warfare. Jimpi Teravama retains scars after the healing of burns from the bomb explosion in Hiroshima. I think that's the end of the presentation. Thank you for watching it. If anyone is watching it, please excuse my bad pronunciations. And thank you for your tolerance, Mr. Winslet, for I never turn in my work, but I promise you I'll finish on time, and I finish on time. And I really want to thank you for your tolerance, because I got really busy in the middle of the course, like a whole year for college stuff. So thank you so much. And that's it. Goodbye.